This hulking German-supplied howitzer rumbles out of its forest hideout. It only has a few minutes to fire before slipping back under cover to evade Russian surveillance in the skies above. Ukrainian artillery units are playing a cat-and-mouse game to avoid Russian drones hunting high-value weapons like this self-propelled Panzer Howitzer 2000. Crews, including the 43rd Artillery Brigade Reuters recently visited, say they face increasing harassment from enemy drones, now a staple of Russia's arsenal. This battery commander, who goes by the call sign Lyova, says his unit had been directly hit 4 times by Russian high-tech attack drones.
They use a lot more strike drones, like Privet 82. They have different variations of Lancet drones, which were upgraded. They have cumulative, high-explosive warheads. There were attacks before, but not the same amount. Now it's really scary.
Western-supplied artillery, like the German howitzer, is a priority target for Moscow. It has pledged to focus its strikes on these types of weapons. Senior battery officer Andriy Stavnichi.
The situation has become more difficult because they have a lot of electronic warfare equipment. They don't allow our birds to fly over their territory. Thus, it's harder to detect targets and hit them. The other reason are their kamikaze strike drones. They have an abundance of Zala and Orlan drones. Sometimes it happens that there's lots of work for the day, but we can't move because something is always flying above. If these birds could be shot down or jammed, we'd be more effective and could work more.
Like other Ukrainian artillery units, the 43rd Brigade faces a critical shell shortage that limits the howitzer's potential, forcing it to fire far fewer shells per day. Ukrainian troops across the sprawling front are anxiously awaiting shipments from a long-delayed $61 billion US military aid package. Repairing the vehicle is also a challenge. The availability of spare parts is limited, and the navigation system frequently malfunctions and is difficult to fix on the battlefield. Stavnichi, like many others, is calling for more electronic warfare systems to jam the Russian drones.
The main problem here is spare parts and shells. But even if there were parts and shells, you'd have the problem of enemy birds. So everything needs to work together in a system. Electronic warfare and surveillance, artillery. Then our hit percentage would be much higher. This is what I think.